so this is the prong collar heel and prong collar sit. So to get your dog to sit, Brick, you want to pull up on the leash, sit, and you can say sit at the same time as you pull up. But as soon as he sits, you want to push down. So it's pressure, as soon as he sits, release. Pressure, release. And some of your dogs might be more sensitive than others. Like right now I have a really sensitive dog and I have to go like that and then she goes up. So that's how your dogs are going to learn how to sit. You can also use the S word, so sit, to have them sit, but when you're on a walk, they're going to learn an automatic sit. So as soon as I come to a stop on a walk, your dog's going to have learned to sit. And that's by lifting up on the leash. But you might have to give them a reminder because like I said earlier, it's harder for them to do it. They've done it millions of times with me, but they've never done it with you. And so these little reminders are really important for you to know for that first walk that we go on with your dog. Okay, so another thing, so how to do the prong collar heel. So to do the prong collar heel, your dog's gonna be right here at your side. So you want his head to be right here, or you want him slightly behind. And that's so that your dog is in a follower position. When your dog is in a follower position, they're less likely to scan, they're less anxious because they're following you as their leader. But when they're in front of you, they're the leader. And they're scanning, and they're looking for different things, and they're worried about everything. So if you put them in the follower position, they're less likely to scan and get worried about things. Sit. So that was a sit, I pulled up, and then as soon as he sat, I let go and pushed it down. Okay, so to walk your dog, there's two different ways to walk your dog. You can hold it like a bicycle with your thumb in this, just like that. That's not my favorite way because I don't think it allows for very much movement of the arm. But my favorite way is you go like this and then you wrap it around. But you always want your thumbs to be out. Come on, sit. And you want it to be just a little bit loose right here. So you want just a little tiny dip in the leash. So to actually use the prong collar, if your dog goes ahead of you, you want to give him information back. And if he goes to the side of you, if he's too far away from you, you want to give him information this way. So since your dog has learned this so many times since he's been here, you're going to have to use that less and less. And we're actually going to use the e-collar for most of your walking. So by the time your dogs go home, they're going to be e-collar trained on their heel. But this is just for special circumstances. You'll still use so you'll always still have the prong collar on, but you're mostly going to use the e-collar. And we'll show you the e-collar heel in just a minute. So, okay, let's go. You? So he's doing really well walking next to me, but if he was to get away from me, I would just give him some information. Let's go. And I would just say heel. Heel. So every time he gets distracted a little bit, so say he sees a bird and he starts like going that way, I'm just going to give him some information and go heel. So that he's right behind me or right by the side of me. So the important thing to remember about the walk is no sniffing, no pulling, none of that nonsense that you had before. So it's called a structured walk because there is a lot of structure to it. So you don't want him sniffing or pulling or going to the bathroom until you give him the command to, okay, break. So you can say break, and that means that he can go to the bathroom or do whatever he wants. Good. Heel. So because he is so close to me, I can't do the 180. But the 180 move, sit. So when I come to the stop, he should be sitting, right? So he's just learning this. He's only done a couple of walks, so he's just learning this, but they should be coming to a sit. So remind them to sit every time they come to a stop. The 180 move is where I walk forward and then I make a 180. And if he keeps walking that way, I give him a leash pop or I give him a correction on the e-collar to have him come with me. So it's a good way to, if your dog is distracted. So say he's looking at Lakahi over here. So say he's distracted. So that's a 180. And it can be harder than that, and it can be softer than that, depending on how distracted your dog is at the time. So that's very helpful if you see dogs on the street. Maybe there's another dog on a walk and your dog gets really distracted by that other dog. The 180 move can be very useful for that. Good. All right, so that's the prong collar heel.